Well, after a slow start, Australia has confirmed it supports the American strikes on Iran, but it continues to call for dialogue and de-escalation. Cameron Redden, live for us in Canberra. Cam, it took nearly 24 hours, but we've just heard from the Foreign Minister.
Yeah, and she says the critical part here, Pete, is not only does Australia support this action, but it also reiterates that global concern that we've heard from world leaders overnight about what happens next, and that the critical next step must be dialogue and a return to the negotiating table for Iran and potentially for the United States as well. We had a holding statement yesterday indicating that that was the view of the government. This morning, though, Penny Wong, in the first public comments made by senior members of the government about these strikes on the 3 Iranian nuclear facilities, she said the S word of support, that Australia supports this action taken by the United States, reiterating, though, that it is what happens next that she deems the most important step.
The world has long understood we cannot allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon. This action is being taken to prevent that. So we support action to prevent Iran getting a nuclear weapon. And why do we support that? Because these sites are specific to Iran's nuclear program.
World leaders from Mark Carney in Canada to Emmanuel Macron in France and others have been tempered in their response to this, all reiterating the same message of not wanting Iran to get a nuclear weapon and also stressing that now is the time for dialogue and diplomacy. Donald Trump, for his part, continues to post on his Truth Social platform. The posts are continuing even now in the last few minutes. We can show you this latest one just put up in the last few minutes ago. Donald Trump saying it's not politically correct to use the term regime change, but if the current regime is unable to make Iran great again, why wouldn't there be a regime change? MIGA, Pete. We've seen, of course, MAGA, the movement in the United States, split over this action. He's come up with a new one. I'm not sure exactly what, the next tweet will be, who knows, but MIGA. Donald Trump seeming to suggest that there may need to be regime change. That's certainly no easy task.
That is an interesting change because J.D. Vance had said something else regarding that. He said it wasn't supposed to be about regime change, and that's an interesting interjection there from Donald Trump. MIGA. There you go. Good pick up. Thank you, Cam. Talk to you soon.